off. Today is day 196 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at freeCodeCamp with our next project. We have... What project do we need to do? We have got... That's not right. That's not a knife. We have build a personal portfolio web page. Yeah, we should do that one. Trying to figure out if we should do the last of the front-end development projects before diving into basic JavaScript, and I think we should. We should knock this out. So let's go ahead and check this bit out. Okay. And you know what? We were looking at the map. We've gone over, because I seriously doubt it, but maybe it is accurate. Who knows? It says it would take 50 hours to get through this, and I realize it's kind of an arbitrary time frame. 10 hours to get through this. All the JavaScript stuff. It may be like that. I can't remember if jQuery took us 3 hours. Again, it's different because we go slow, we talk to the chat, we think out loud. We deal with little kitty, how perfectly timed. So whether it will actually take... Can you keep walking? Whether it will actually take 50 hours, I'm not sure, because the first one did not take 50 hours. Even yesterday with struggling, wow, you're just gonna lay down and give up right there. That's really interesting. We have, like, hot sauce packets, because we got food out today, and there's a nice stack of them on the desk, and she's using the pile of hot sauce packets / napkins as a makeshift pillow. So that's what's going on there. Let's go ahead and move her, shall we? Don't mind me. Operating a cat. This is where the 50 hours is going to come from, but that's what I'm talking about. 50 hours of distractions, and I don't think 50 hours of coding. I can't imagine this bit is going to take us 50 hours to complete, because the first two, maybe probably an hour and a half's worth of coding, starting from scratch. The main thing was, the longest part in this first one was signing up for CodePen. And the tribute page, it only took forever because we were stumbling through trying to figure out how to center that damn image. It was the display, the block versus inline. Oh, I should have remembered that. But Topher came in, saved the day with the final tip. So that was good. Now, though, build a personal portfolio web page. We are going to deal with that. Let me close this. We'll focus on this after I move little cat. I just need to rearrange her body. There's a lot of toes coming towards the keyboard. Not exactly desirable, so let's just... No, and, wow, she looks not happy about that. There we go. Yeah, good. Okay. I think she's set now. Awesome. Let's get a photo of this, shall we? Don't mind me, just so we can all share in the glory of little kitty's infinite capacity to nap anywhere. Boom. God, she's great. Look at this. Let's jump over to OBS. Yeah, look at that. Look at this. Kabam. See, those are the sauce packets and napkins, and she just wandered across the desk. We all saw it, and just plopped her little face right down on those. So, I guess it's comfy for napping. I've never tried. I think if I were to set my head on there, we'd end up with sauce packets exploding all over the desk. Doesn't the average human head weigh like 8 pounds or something? I don't really want to drop an 8-pound ball of skull on a couple of hot sauce packets, so... Anywho, good times. What are we looking for? We are looking for exiting out of OBS. No, before we exit out of OBS, let's do a quick rundown. Mic level stuff, good, checkity check, awesome. Webcam, golden. We have chat on our phone, little kitty, freeCodeCamp. Let's do this. Go time. Also, little kitty, you are blocking. There we go. We got it. We got it. We had to move our water bottle because little kitty was just napping all up in there. Okay, so now we're out of OBS, back into freeCodeCamp. Build a personal portfolio webpage. Objective, build a CodePen IO app that's functionally similar to this guy. Can we click on that without it taking us elsewhere? Yes, yes. Quillip. Qlip? Well, fun. Okay, so portfolio stuff. Fascinating. What else do we need to do here? We should skim through their little video again. Fulfill the below user stories. Which libraries, use whichever libraries you need. Give it your own personal style. Okay. Let's go ahead and skim through the video. And then from there we should be good. So, and we're doing things. Infinity, I can do audio. Single page stuff. Scrolling through. Yeah, good, good, good. That's hot, that's hot. Okay, GitHub, LinkedIn. Brings you to Twitter. Shocking, shocking. Interesting. We can link to our freeCodeCamp profile. Okay, yeah, rule stuff. And we're clicking and we're exploring. Something about functionality and personalization. There's yammering and yammering. Yeah, this is good. Nice, nice. Okay. We are golden. So let's go ahead, stop that. Let's do this. Okay, user stories. Yesterday, did we have to click off the check marks when we completed the lesson? God, I'm drawing a blank on that. We'll check our lesson from yesterday. I wonder if clicking complete auto-completed the challenge, or auto-checked off everything? We didn't check off anything. Huh. Should we check things off? I guess we could. Yeah, we'll retroactively check the stuff from yesterday. So, ta-da, yay, yesterday's stuff got checked off. Awesome. Remember how awful trying to center that friggin' image was? It was brutal. Completely... It was needlessly difficult. I did not need to struggle that much. Okay, so... we are essentially remaking this version. The new version looks better than what they had in their video. This guy. I don't mind the top bit, but it just gets really interesting towards the bottom, you know? In here. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So we're going to do the same thing we did yesterday. Trial by fire. Following said checkboxes. Let's do this. Hey! Null 513. Awesomeness profile. Reminds me of GeoCities. I don't think I've experienced GeoCities. I can't say I'm familiar with a GeoCity. Plural. S. Okay, so we'll leave this here for our reference. We should open our own CodePen, though. Yes, good. You know what? I'm curious about the thing and the stuff. Are we all on the same page? Ah, Null 513. GeoCities. So kind. Ah, wow. Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. It looks like all that goodness. GeoCities. Holy hell. Alright, well, yeah, that I couldn't agree more. Good God. Alright. Thank you, Null 513, for sharing that. Now we're all on the same page. Couldn't agree more. What were we thinking of? We were contemplating the template thing. I know we should be starting from scratch, but the one thing I noticed yesterday was new pen from template. You have no templates. Let's go make one. I can make my own templates. I kind of feel like I should because they mentioned we'll deal with creating a template in the future. Not now. We will start from scratch. But the only reason why I think I should create a template is because we end up setting the same settings, the bootstrap and the auto update. Was that all the stuff we needed to deal with? I think it was. In the meantime, but we keep having to update those. So I'd kind of like to be able to just dive in. Oh, when I saw it, template, right here, pen title. God, well, and of course, I want to title it New Pen, which I think is the exact same thing that they call it, which is just awful. Why? Look at create, yeah, New Pen. That's exactly what I would want to call my template. So now I'm trapped, never creating my own template ever. So frustrating. We could call it the freeCodeCamp template. freeCodePen. We'll worry about the template naming scheme in the later days. Also, we never gave a proper title up here in the upper left to yesterday's one. I doubt we're going to give a proper title today. Anywho, onwards. Let's do this. User stories. We've got these 4 user stories that we need to focus on to be able to mark this guy as completed. Go time. No, bootstrap template. That would work. I could live with that. freeCodeCamp's reference bootstrap many a time, so that's the main thing that I've kept having to change is primarily the bootstrap thing. The auto run, that's sort of preferential. They recommended turning it off for any pens we make that need or use API calls, but meh. Anywho, user story. 1 of 4. I can access all the portfolio web pages content just by scrolling. So a single page website? I think that's what they want. User story 2, I can click different buttons that will take me to the portfolio creator's different social media pages. Wolf. We've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jesus. I guess we could end up at the Streamlabs, the donations tab, 9, 10, Patreon. Spreadshirts is the merchant front. Steam also has a social page. I don't want to do every single Discord. GitHub, I would even count. No, we're not doing 47. We're going to pick, like, the top 3, alright? We're not doing all 18 different social media pages. Dad. I don't even want to know that much about my whole thing, right? No one does. We're going to do the top 3. They had 4, we're going to do 4. So, good. Social media stuff. Functional links. That's all they want. User story 3, 5 of 12. I can see the thumbnail images of different projects different projects the portfolio creator has built. If you haven't built any websites before, use placeholders. So if nice friendly cat photo or cat coding, that would be good. Let's go ahead and prep those now. Cat coding. Perfect. Yes, this is us. This will be our portfolio. Let's just go ahead and queue up some of the good ones. Beautiful. Although we do have our WordPress site, which is laughable. But it's there, so maybe we can link to that. You know what? We can link to the WordPress site, but we can use the cat coding as the picture for it. I would be happy with that. Next, last user story. Navigate to different sections of the web page by clicking buttons in the navigation. Whoa. Navigate to different sections of the web page by clicking different buttons in the... Oh, that's the thing at the top. Like up here, portfolio, it drops us down. And then contact, it drops us down. Well, damn. I remember setting up a nav bar in... Was it JavaScript? Jesus, it's been like at least 100+ days since we did anything like that in Code Academy. Maybe we'll worry about that in a bit. No, let's check. It was, I think it was JavaScript. Control flow, loops, JavaScript, and jQuery. There is something about navigation. Maybe it was making the website. Site structure. Boundaries, building with Bootstrap. No. Damn, I can't remember. Doesn't matter. We'll Google that later. So let's go ahead and set up the first bit. 1, we've got CodePen. We're dealt with. We've got that. 2, fulfill the user stories. We'll leave that unchecked. 1, I can access all the portfolio's web page content just by scrolling. Since it's a single web page, honestly, this is already good enough. So 1 check down. Cool. I can click different buttons that will take me to the profiles. Okay, so let's do that. We are going to be setting up links. Go time. Time to get linky. D. Should we do... I kind of want to steal from my old website stuff. Site structure. Let's see what we had. Where did we end up with all of this? Yes, yes, beautiful, beautiful. Typical, typical. Next. Did they have, they had no thing. We should do a title, and the nav bar is a thing. Good, good, good. You should consider, Mr. Demon Wolf. Oh my god, Mr. Demon Wolf. I didn't even notice you. Hello there, good sir. Mr. Demon Wolf, 1 heart, feels bad. Not approved yet. Yeah, Null 15, you should consider moving the mic so it's not all that's seen on the cam. That's true. That is very true. We are, well, it's a general shimmying. It's just the way things work. It's where everything's located on the desk. We've got limited desk real estate, both just emotionally and physically, really. And that's where the cam ends up on its little pod, but it's even worse if I were to have the mic directly in front of me, because then it's this. So I've got the mic to the side, and then there's this side-face interaction. That's unfortunate, but kind of the way it works, so we've had to make do with our current setup. It's not an ideal setup. See, we've even got we've got 1 screen. That's another issue. If I had 2 screens, I think I'd be able to move stuff around more. But I've got one monitor, so I've got chat on my phone. We've mentioned this before, I think, but yeah, so that's as good as it gets. We are making do. It's not pretty what we're making, but we're making it. Yeah, not recommended to others. Okay, so nav stuff. Nav stuff. I don't like this side one. We'll do the head, we'll do the body. And each of them has a div inside of there. That's what we didn't do yesterday. And I really think I should set up divs, proper divs, today. We'll do that. We will do that. Okay, so here we've got HTML. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. You know what? Let's move that back. HTML, body, no, title, head. It was head, then title. Baby steps, Steven, baby steps. D. Okay, body, head, tie. Wow, we're really struggling spelling title. We're gonna figure it out one day. Do we really need to do a div for title? What if we don't actually need div? I think it's gonna be extremely basic. We made it through all of yesterday's portfolio without using div. Body. Body. Typical. Should we do divs? I kind of think we should. It is comforting. Having said div. Div class container and then div class nav. I don't think I'm that involved with divs yet. Does everyone else just dive into using divs off the bat? Or is it something that you slowly work into? I feel like it's something that you just worked into. Title stuff. What did they call theirs? Quillip. So we'll do BDX Inc. We would do paragraph stuff. Is it wrong to do paragraph? We should do H1. H1, that's far better suited to what we want in a title section. D. La da da dee. La da 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 dee. La da 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 dee. Should we have this on the same page? Something's wrong. Oh, we can't. Title is up, above. It's the thing, right? Right? Always? No. No. Yes. Title's here. Why doesn't title like us? Oh, because we need head and then title. This is awful. Awful. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Why is all of this bad? Something is deeply wrong with all of this. There's a disturbance in the force. I broke the internet. Why? That didn't change. Why don't I believe them? That's the title, you big dumb idiot. See, it's down here. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Okay. I knew I was crazy. I knew I was crazy. That's what was wrong. My fault. My bad. So they did nav in its own section. The container class for nav. So they had the primary container class, then they had nav, which was yellow, and then they had main, which was next to it. Okay, that makes sense. So I will end up doing two divs. I can always set up a main div later, although I feel like I should set it up from the beginning. So we can leave it with BDX Inc. That's fine for the title. Let's go ahead and give a little breathing room. Now for body, we can do one div, two div, red div, blue div. That was a Dr. Seuss reference, just so we're all on the same page. Div, should we call it main? No, main's good for below. Nav, div, let's copy that nightmare, shall we? And we're copying, and we're pasting, and we're copying, and we're pasting. this could actually be on the same line. 1 and 2. There we go. Good, good. This will be nav. Class, is it okay for me to set up the HTML classes that I want it to be before I set up the CSS? I would hope so. Nav class main I hope that's relatively okay. What should we call that div? Maybe we don't need to call that div anything. I don't even know if we need this div, but we're gonna keep them around for now. Let's go ahead and title stuff. I think that would be good. You know what? The other thing, we have this set up all wrong. We need to have this above. Cut that. There we go. That's better. It was like the weighting of this looks off. That's far, far easier to look at. Okay, so now we can do H1. H1. And we're closing and we're BDXing. I would hope. You know what I just realized? You big dumb idiot, Steven. Son of a... I turned off the auto run thing. I turned off auto run. You ungrateful... God. We'll contain the anger. We're going to turn off the off auto run. We're going to switch it back to normal stuff. Yeah. I was like, why is nothing happening? That's why nothing's happening. Awful. Awful. What's going down? Hey, Marvin Joke 1, good morning. Good morning to you, sir. Marvin Joke 1, in HTML5, it's common to use the nav in stuff like footer. They're just like divs, but fancy. I like that. Okay, so that's cool. So we've already got the majority of the work done here, so let's do... Bam! Navy. Yeah, look at that. Nav stuff. Nav, and we can do... We'll leave main. And you know what? Footer is a good... Did they have a footer? I don't know if we need a footer. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, footer. We'll do about. Brings us to the top. That's weird. Portfolio. It brings us to portfolio here. Totally cool. Fine with that. Contact brings us down here. And I realize it's the footer, but the about this page. Oh, it's about this page, not the about section. Because the about section was all the way up at the top. But I thought this was labeled the about section. Nope, just confused. Just confused. So, with that said, we are doing things. Let's go ahead and set up footer as well. Footer. Okay, beautiful. We've been footed. Defeat, boss, defeat. Let's go from a different make a website section to another one to reference. I think they have A better one, is it building with Bootstrap? Maybe it was a different one. No, this is pretty good. Skill fair stuff. That looks nice. Let's go to the end. Bootstrap generalizations. Look at that header, footer, and the grid. See, Code Academy went through what we needed to do. True, we don't remember, like, nearly any of it. We remember the essence. We at least remembered that we had an activity like this. Okay, what are we looking for? So, we have... See, my concern is that the newest and the catalog and the contact don't take us to that spot on the page. So we'll need to figure out how to implement that bit. But overall, I think we should be okay. So, style stuff. Main, body, blah, blah, blah. Header, footer, good, good, good. Body, header, row stuff. H1, yeah. Nav. So they're using the column stuff. Small 8 text right. And then they're putting in the paragraphs. Do we want to do that? I guess we could. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. Versus, for the footer section that we had set up here at Code Academy, container, class row, blah, 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 all within the footer area. So class row, paragraph, small 4, and then the unordered list of the couple icons they had. This is not going to be pretty. This is how it ends. It's all going to fall apart. CSS stuff. Baby steps. H1. Text. Align. Let's get you centered, shall we? No, not centered. Not centered. We can do something. We will use those. Those being the stuff and such, the Bootstrap boxy things. I just don't remember how to implement any of that stuff. Didn't we need to use a list? No, we're set. We have, because of CodePen, right, I remembered, here. That is the Bootstrap link, so we're actually covered for Bootstrap. So we have that. So now we can just throw in, let's take something. We can do that. Don't mind me. We are going to steal this. In the meantime, because we're testing. We are testing. Because right now, nothing makes sense. So class, blah, blah, blah. No. That was the HTML side. You idiot. That was the HTML side. CSS, blankety blankety blank. Here we go. And I actually want 6. I want this. Let's see what this nets us. Here is what we want. And we will take you. Oh god. We're confusing ourselves. That would go here. This would go in the class section, right here, above, no, next to class equals, don't mind me, there's lots of stumbling, but that's all part of the fun. Aha! It moved! It moved. You all saw it. I saw it. We all did. Look at this. Look, see? If we get rid of... Let's move that a little. Shall we? Let's do that. Good, good, good. And... something about the thing and the stuff. Oh, we were gonna undo what we did slightly. Look at this. The L goes away, and it moves back. But we put an L in. Ta-da! And it moves. We are incrementally crawling to the finish line of this project. Okay. With that said, don't mind me. Just a brief moment. Tiny crisis. Alright, crisis averted. Had to turn on the air conditioning. Holy hell, it's like 900 degrees in here. Had to run downstairs. It's brutal. But we're back. Air conditioning on. Success. What were we looking at, though? Click different buttons that will take me to the profiles. Oh, to the portfolio creators' different social media pages. Wow, we really set up a lot of skeleton stuff preemptively. I hope that's okay. I didn't really know where to begin. So we'll have the links, and we should do the full A tags, but these are just really placeholders. I know we'll have the href stuff, but in the meantime... Oh, that didn't work well for anyone. Copy, tab, and 1, 2, 3 sites? 4 sites. We'll pretend it's going to be 4 sites. It may only be 3, but all we need to do to check off the next link is, or the next box, is set up the links. So we'll consider that. Okay, in HTML5, it's common to use nav, stuff footer, okay, fancy divs. Column MD6 is not only, you have to find a CSS rule, something like class blah 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 equals column blank blank blank, which is for every class that begins with column. Okay. CMD6 is not only that you have to find a CSS rule, something like class blank equals column dash blah blah blah, in curly braces, which is for every class that begins with column. Noted. So, yeah, because I don't actually want 6, because where is... I should jump to the page where they go over... You know what? They do go over it. They go over everything right here in this one exact Code Academy thing. So there's this. They're talking about adding the bootstrap link, which we already have in the settings sections. Here is a lovely visual breakdown. of what we get to look at. So, in the diagram, observe following bootstrap grids repeated by 12 vertical bars, where it's container Jumbotron, column small 6 and column small 3 refer to bootstrap classes. The element class with Jumbotron spans the entire width of the page. Element with the second container, such as column small 6 and column small 3, are contained within the grid columns. Okay, and versus dot container. Good. Elements labeled column small 3 take up 3 grid columns. Elements labeled blankety blank take up 6. I think we'd like, if we were to break it into 12, probably column small 3. I think that'd be good weighting, because I'm comparing it to theirs. They've got theirs all the way over the left, so I figured that would be like a 3, and then maybe have it spread over like 6. I don't necessarily need them all bunched right next to each other like this in the top. I would actually be fine if everything was all over the left. I really don't care, but I'm just trying to think for weighting purposes comparatively on how we break up our own site, right? So here we've got H1 nav stuff. Won't we also be adding other things? We will have at least, is it an unordered list for the nav? I feel like that's not what it is. What was it for the actual CSS? So for skill fair, newest, so it was nav itself. That's what it was. Okay, so it was nav. And this is the magic that's making it work right here. So when it's full screen, you can better see. Yeah, that's what. So that would be 4 for this, and then 8 for these guys. And they're doing text right. Fascinating. Oh, and homemade goods, since it goes all the way across, touching from edge to edge. That's Jumbotron. That's really cool. Versus skill fair to contact, just like kitchen to woodwork, that's the container itself, versus homemade is the Jumbotron. So that's cool. Good. Examples are helpful. Marvin joke, comma between that and... Yeah. Above in your previous comment. Column mid 6 is not only that, comma. You have to find a CSS rule, something like class blank equals column, blah, 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 curly braces, which is for every class that begins with column. Okay, good. Noted. Noting. We've got our portfolio image we may use for one link, just because cat's coding. Why the hell not? Oh god, we accidentally navigated away from chat in our phone. There we go. We've got chat back. So let's go ahead and do... So it's nav here. So it's not actually nav here. We'll set up... God, what did they have it set up as? Oh, it's the full screen thing. It's getting the best of us. There we go. Header. It was header in the body. So that was head, then title, and then in the body they had header, then I think they had a main section somewhere. I don't know where they had it, and then they've got the footer. Header and footer. I forgot about this, so that's what I want. I'm missing a header. No. No Wizard of Oz. Needing a header / brain will resolve all of our problems. I don't think we need the unordered list thing. I'm not sure we actually need the nav portion up there. I think we'll be fine with the H1 and having nav here. Because then we can have it with its own class. And we can do small. I think we can do small 4. I hope that's okay. Because then we can do... Actually, what if we do... It's MD for medium. What do we do for large? LG? We'll stick with small for now. Monkey see, monkey do. We'll mimic what we do with class. Copy. And this will be 8. And then we can set these up in CSS. Nav. And we'll add in, what do we want to add? 1 paragraph, 2, at least 3. How many sections will we have? We'll have an about. Maybe we should reference the user thing again. So, access all of the portfolio's webpage content just by scrolling. Okay, so it's a one-page site. Check. We've already got that covered. User story. I can click different buttons that will take me to the portfolio's creators' different social media pages. So that'll be more in the body. Different links. Maybe even just buttons in the footer. I don't know. The next thing is see a thumbnail of the different projects the portfolio creator has built in. So really we should set up... So we're going to need to set up buttons for the social media stuff. We'll need to set up images that link to different sites. And then we'll also, here's the nav issue, I need to navigate to different sections of the web page via the by clicking buttons in the navigation. So we're going to have buttons up top, buttons below, and clickable images that navigate outside. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. What's happening? BJ Artman? Artman? We're gonna go with BJ Artman. Header and footer part is not needed, but it helps for accessibility, like text-to-speech programs. Ah, same with nav. Okay. Well, and visually, it helps me come to terms with it. I realize it's not essential. We could call these whatever we want, but for ease of understanding, it's there. Okay, so let's do, in our Code Academy site, we had set up the nav with paragraphs. Exactly. Good, good. Let's go ahead and set those up now. We've got 1, 2, and I copied it. Dos, tres. About, portfolio, contact, or connect. I would do connect if they wanted social media links. That's what I would do. About, portfolio, and connect. I realize contact is probably more applicable as far as business stuff goes, especially if it's a portfolio page, but due to the activity wanting social media links, I think connect is better suited. Just my 2 cents on that. So about, portfolio,
and connect. Or social. Eef. We're going to leave it with connect. We're going to leave it with connect. Header stuff. Links. Let's do... We can do... Let's do 4, mainly because I like the grid layout of how it will look. Kind of like Code Academy when this was full page, we had 4 things, very similar to this. Kitchen, but clickable links. We don't really need... I guess we could do titles for the photos, but yeah, I think that would be good. Actually, this whole site is great. You know, we can have that and those... I'd basically just like to recreate the site, minus the photo at the top. I think we will be good. I really do. Onwards, Stephen. Making progress. Now, we needed to do a thing with the stuff. We wanted this to be small -4. And now we want another one for blank copy small 8 text align right. Okay, now there's a thing where, what if we get rid of that? No. Death. We need them. Is it inline? I think this is what we were dealing with yesterday with, let me see if I can open it. I'm sure I can. Map. Oh, I don't even actually need to go to freeCodeCamp. We can just crack it open in CodePen again. So what we set up yesterday, the main hurdle of yesterday's stream, when we set up our tribute page, was difficulty with centering the image. Let's do change view, vertical. So here you can clearly tell that it is in fact centered, which is nice. It took a lot of effort to get to that point, but we did in fact finally get it all sorted out. The main thing was properly setting up the display. So instead of block, I think we actually want it to be inline, which, you know what? I bet you they are going to cover. I bet you they're going to cover that. Look at this. See? Display flex. So that's the footer area. So let's look for header and nav, display flex. See? So it was changing the display. I was thinking it actually needed to be inline. I'm glad we checked here, but flex will work. Let's try flex out, shall we? A display. Should we keep the margin stuff? What happens if we get rid of the margin stuff? Do we live on the edge? I don't feel any more in danger by getting rid of margin. Not gonna lie. Let's do display flex, shall we? And I guess display flex. We'll copy that, see what happens. Okay. Things are happening. Mostly good. It's moving, so it's not totally dead yet. Yeah, this is good. This is This isn't good, but we're going to stay positive and pretend that everything's going fine. What's going on in chat? Okay. BJ Artman. Header and footer, yeah, part not needed, but it helps accessibility, especially text-to-speech programs. Okay, fine. Same with nav. Wow, that is an extremely difficult username to read. God shred. Let's say I want to start learning coding. Should I start with HTML and CSS? CSS. I was already thinking yes to answer your question. Yeah, HTML and CSS would be a good place to start, at least in my opinion, mainly because you can see it change on the fly in front of you. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. So, and although it's generally revered as an overly quirky site, and there are far better sites. I mean, I want to say it, and I don't want to say it. I feel bad saying it, because there's a lot of work, and they're always doing stuff to improve it. But I would actually recommend checking out Code Academy's first lessons, or their first course. Learn HTML and CSS, and maybe even learn JavaScript. It's a good way just to get the ball rolling. That's it. Once the ball's rolling, leave. Jump ship. Go to FreeCode. Go to FreeCodeCamp. They've got all kinds of great stuff. But the issue is that they don't necessarily explain it. They just kind of throw you into it. They're just like, hey, type out an H2 element. They don't actually explain what the H2 element does. They just have you start typing out, make an H2 element tag, and then close it with an H2, because that's what you do. Like, they don't really explain, here are all the sizes, H1, H2, all the way to H6. And, like, Code Academy does good on that on cultivating that initial spark of understanding. But that's really all their site does, is scratch the surface of the fundamentals. It does not deep dive. So they've got their Learn courses, Learn HTML and CSS, compared to, which is like their intro course, versus their more in-depth full course HTML and CSS. But even this deep dive, they do cover some more stuff. There are a couple more advanced topics towards the end. A lot of it's just repeat, and it's a lot of fundamental things. You would be far better suited going to places like freeCodeCamp, or if you are going to be learning on your own, Code Wars is good for challenges. I don't know if that's the place to learn, but it's definitely the place to hone your skills. Treehouse, there's a bunch of great Udemy courses I know that are out there, and a smattering of other things. But as far as cultivating the spark of understanding and interest, the very, very early stages of Code Academy is the place I would recommend. Good times. So, boot-to-do-to-do-to-do. What are we looking for? Header footer, this is awesome. Oh wait, OT, oh god, I'm so bad with username. Oh, it's a multiple phrases and words. Oh, Thug Muffin. That's what it is. That's a fun username. This is awesome, man. That's good. I think this is awesome too, which means your standards are probably as low as mine, which is nice and comforting, because that's enjoyable. BJ Artman, at Godshred, depends on what you want to do. If you want to be web dev, then yes. Gotcha. Oh, Thug Muffin, Python/Ruby are good for starting real programming. Web development is different. JavaScript is when you're getting into more code. Code Academy looks really good. It looks nice, mostly. They're undergoing a lot of updates to their site, but yeah, good times. Anywho, the other thing, yeah, if you do want to pick one language and commit to it, that's definitely the way to do it, versus trying to learn 37 languages at once like me. Not a bright idea. Not a bright idea. Yeah, this is what we did. We conquered all the free stuff here at Code Academy. It took a while, because we didn't go through quickly. We weren't doing 8-hour binge coding sessions a day. This was like 30 minutes to an hour every day for like 150 days. But we made it through all the free stuff and left slightly less confused about some things and slightly more confused about others. But that goes with learning anything more in depth. Let's close this pen, this empty one. We'll keep that open. Refocusing. Let's set up our links at least. Let's at least get that much down. CodePen looks like, haha, nope. Okay, work as a system engineer at a SaaS company. I love seeing younger people get into development. GitHub. Ooh. Best websites a programmer should visit. I like that link. Let's click on that. Awesome. Best websites programmers should visit. View, read all of me. Okay. Clicking, and we're clicking. When you get stuck, Stack Overflow. Yep, I like Stack Overflow. I mean, MDN and W3 schools usually pop up towards the top, like first two links, but Stack Overflow, at least for the early level issues, speed bumps I've been running into, Stack Overflow pops up around, I don't know, link 3 or 4. But for some reason, like their examples or their issues, maybe it's just more of the forum layout, has been more applicable to me solving issues. But yeah, good times, and some other fun stuff. Good, beautiful. Let's back out of that. Put like Ruby on Rails. It will tell you all the good things to learn, build it up. No, wait, that isn't it. Okay, good. Let's try inline, just because. Inline? That doesn't make us feel any better. And inline. No, wrong. Flex it is. And flex here. Why doesn't it like text align right? That's what I want to know. Text align left? Maybe we need to have both identified. Text align right here and text align left. No, wishful thinking. I was trying to pull off this. Yeah, but I don't think I live in a world where I can do that off the top of my head. Oh, is it align items? Maybe that's the issue. I really just want to copy all of this and then modify the site, modify all the code over here, but I feel like that's going to suck all the potential learning frustration that really hammers in the knowledge. So I'm trying to not do that. This explains Flex, CSS, snippets, Flexbox. If you right-click in the white window, click Inspect, does it work? Yeah, hey man, using Bootstrap, that's why that's doing... Oh! Wait, but shouldn't it be... we set up Bootstrap, right? We added the Bootstrap link, and we're clicking Container, Basic Terminology, Display... Defines a flex container, inline box, given the value. Flex direction, left, right, establishes main axis, thus defining directional aside from wrapping, single direction. flow row. Flex wrap. No wrap. Wrap reverse. So we don't want wrap. No wrap. Wrap is bad. Flex start. Flex end. Center. Maybe that's what we're looking for. Align. Justify content. Let's do justify content. Justify center. Super death. Why do I have to be so confused and new at this? Center right. Damn. Damn. All right, fine. We'll get rid of the nonsense that we were typing. What were we doing? Hold on. We've got very few things. We're reaching for the stars, trying to do it all at once. What we need to worry about is simply doing the user stories. We set up the first thing. We have our one page. That's not really something you have to set up. Different buttons that will take me to the social media pages. Let's set up the links for the social media nonsense. Let's at least get that over with. So we've got a href. Here we will have href again. Hold the phone. No, this is fine. This is all good. We can keep setting this up. Because we are going to need images that link. Why does it not like looking at this? Oh, we're typing it in the wrong area. We are going to need 3 buttons at the top in our header that take us through the portfolio. We're going to need a couple images that, when we click on them, will link to other sites. Those will be our actual portfolio items. And then we will need buttons. I'm assuming setting them in the footer, which we're going to move these down for social media links that take us to different social media sites. So those are the 3 things we need. So href equals blank, and let's do one more. Copy these. And good enough for now. We should use something. All right, what's going on? Do this. BJ Artman. Okay, wait. Hey, man, using Bootstrap. That's why it's doing that. Column SM8 is a Bootstrap thing. Do this. Border everything. Border 2 pixels solid black. Then you can see all your boxes and see why things are the way they are. Learn anything. So I think what is confusing is the addition of Bootstrap CSS framework and paste bin. Okay, hold on. Let me do the boxes thing, because that sounds visually helpful. La da da da. Okay, BJ, well, wait, box things. Let's do border 2 pixels. Solid. Black. Oh god, it was awful. Holy hell. Okay, so we've zeroed in on the issue. It's an abomination. Not gonna lie. I haven't seen much worse. So this is a thing. So what happens when we do change something from flex to block? No? How about to inline? Typical. And flex shimmies them next to each other. Flex is good. Flex is our friend. What if we do 3? No, 3 is not going to change anything. 3 here, followed by 3 there. I figured it would have raised it. Not gonna lie. Figured it would have raised it. Okay. So I feel like it should also equal 12. 7. Yeah, that's soul crushing. Okay, so what's going down? Column bootstrap thing. Learn anything here. Confusion, pastebin. Also recommend not using bootstrap. See, my concern or thing is that they were telling us to use bootstrap to do stuff. And we went through, I mean, they covered bootstrappy type things for CSS. It's just conceptually, talking about it, it's easier said than done. Going to implement it from scratch when you have little to no skill, it's a different beast. It is a different beast altogether. Good. So get bootstrap. Okay, so grid system. Yeah, oh no, like we kind of can visualize. See, we've got our old Code Academy thing. Wow, my screen is just tripping out. That's better. See, let's go back one. Ta-da! Bootstrap grid example. Yeah, that's what we were up against. However, I was hopeful we'd be able to get them like side by side, snuggled next to each other, somehow like this. But I think I'm missing something. In fact, I know I'm missing something. Let's go ahead and identify Skillfair. Raise your hand if you see Skillfair. Homemade goods, so it should be above that. Skillfair, see this guy right here. Class, small, 4, column, small, 4, and then column, small, 8. Oh, text, right. He had additional things going on. Now let's look at their CSS. You know what? It's also the other thing to note. It's within the div class row and within container. So let's double check what the deuce is going on with all of those. So we've got justify content flex, and of course I only looked at just display flex because yesterday's issue with the day 9 site was just display and putting it in block. and we had justify, but we did justify content. I don't even know who it was in chat who sent us the link before, but it was, oh my god, and they sent the link and it was justify, but we did just justify, not justify content. See this? Hyphen content. Oh my god. Selective vision. Just awful. Awful. Okay. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't mind me. We'll paste this nightmare back together from beginning to end. We will figure this out. Determination, above all. Don't mind me. Let me just come to terms with this. Okay. Justify content, flex, end. So that was the header and nav. They were also dealing with row. They had another thing for row. I just want to see if they had anything fun. Body, header. They have dot row. Align items. Versus. See, I think the align items center for header and footer is for the div itself, because here it is from contact to skillfair centered. Because again, it's that difference of the content window versus the Jumbotron for the homemade goods section. So that's centering the group as a whole. Here, we have display flex and justify content. You know what? And we can have both in the same thing. Watch this. We will steal this, but we're going to change the title to the new ones. Copy. Although we probably should just keep it with header and nav. Maybe that's I think that's our issue again too. We've got our IDs and everything all up horribly. Everything's awful. We're not utilizing our divs like we should be. There's a lack of div in my life. Okay, hold on. What's going down? H1's blocked by default. Here I think those make more sense. Bootstrap is just a bunch of predefined CSS settings, and they are applied on elements with classes. So don't understand what CSS is, how you select things, etc. Then it's confusing. See, the header text right comes from Bootstrap. Inside the container and row. Okay, inside the container and row. I'm assuming we're talking about our example here on Code Academy. It's inside the container and row. Something about something. It was probably these ones. Container and row stuff. Possibly. Not context. You don't have a container class and row divs. Container div. Do people actually use header and section tags? I've never used them. I'm not the one to ask because this is my first time trying to create something that isn't provided via a lesson from a website like Code Academy or freeCodeCamp where they tell you what to do. So just forging tags in the wild, this is my first time implementing header and footer tags. Because I made my Day 9 tribute page yesterday and I didn't have a header or body tags or anything. It was very, what's a good word for it? Hideous, I think is the first term that comes to mind. I want to... You know what? We struggled through it yesterday, but I'm dying to know, and it's right here. And they say use your resources, and this is a resource that we can reference. I'm gonna do it. Clicking on the fork. We're gonna do it. We're gonna look behind the wall. Okay. So what the deuce is actually happening behind all of this madness? Qlip? Quillip? Let's see. We have... You know what? And let's set it up the view like ours. To the left. There we go. We can bump this over a bit. We can shimmy down the JavaScript. Shimmy down the CSS. Okay. They've got header stuff. Image. Why aren't they using tags? This is weird. They've just got UL and list, and there's no tags. Opening or closing. Does anyone else find that unsettling? Main. Header. This is very odd. I'm assuming it's something similar to like bootstraps or bootstrap their settings, whatever they're using, where they don't need the carrots to open and close the tags, but it just seems odd to me. Hold on, what's going down? Context. Do people actually use header and section tags? You can use whatever you like, but normally don't use UL. Don't look that page. It uses advanced stuff. It's like pre-processing. Ah. Gotcha. I was hopeful it was basic and straightforward, at least enough for me to piece together my nightmare. Yeah, this is just, there's a lot going on. See, display, flex. Flex start. You know what? I never actually went back to mine and did the proper... And we had flex and flex end. Everything hurts. I want this to be over with. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out, commit, and be happy, Steven. We're gonna do this. We're gonna figure this out. Okay. In the perfect world, where Bootstrap doesn't exist, what would I do? I would take the thing and do the stuff. Don't mind me scrolling down to the footer. I just want to get an idea for what they have for the links. So they do have their image tag. They've got their source, their width, their height for down in the footer section. Effects and styling and blah blah blah. Yeah, this is all brutal. You are right, BJ Artman. This is what hell on earth looks like. We are deep in the bowels of confusion, and it is not enjoyable. Not enjoyable at all. Let's close out of the fork stuff. We will hopefully... How does one get rid of the fork view? I don't want to see the fork view. We'll close out of that. We have access to it yet again. Oh, no, that's Wikipedia. This one. There we go. Something basic. Something basic. We have our header, our footer, and screw the div class. We're just gonna call it main. We're just gonna call it main. We don't need to, but it helps me visually if we're calling the other ones header, main, and footer. So, from there, we have our nightmare balancing out. This is something about something. Let's take, which ones do we want to use? We will use Twitter and Twitch. No, we'll use Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Yeah, definitely. Those three, just because. So let's copy the link stuff. That's one. We've got Twitter. We've got BDX Inc. things. And we have Instagram things. Nice. Cool. Okay. We've got those set up. Let's do Twitter. See, we're gonna Twitter. We're going to need to find, well, we don't need to, but I'd like to find links or images. You know what? Screw that. We don't need to do that. This is the very beginning essence of the front-end development stuff. We haven't even scratched the surface of JavaScript. We went all the way through jQuery, responsive design, gearing up for success in HTML, 5 and CSS, and we haven't done a single thing of JavaScript yet. So these are very basic projects. Should be. I'm just struggling because I'm overthinking them and confusing myself. But once we knock this out, then JavaScript, so let's keep it simple. There's no need to make it awesome. This is what we're striving towards, but that's not what we're going to end up with. So we need to come to terms with that. We are coming to terms with this. Twitter stuff. Facebook, and Instagram. Okay. There we go. We've got those three set for now. Not pretty, but functional. We will get rid of... Oh, HTML has those stupid comments with the harpoon thing, which is just awful. What happened in the good old days? It just double slash and would comment out, right? That noise. Now I've got to craft this ridiculous spear at the end of it just to comment something out. I would rather delete it. I would. It's just easier. Ugh. I can't be the only person who hates that spear thing to comment stuff out in HTML. It's needlessly long. Although I suppose one could set up hotkeys or something like that so they don't have to... deal with that. Okay, so what are we doing? This was handy because we can see everything. Do we actually need this? Can we set it up without using the bootstrappy things? Even though we have bootstrap implemented or added here for bootstrap stuff, I don't think we actually have to use bootstrap. We can just do basic CSS. So let's go ahead and get rid of that in the meantime. Pre-processing, I would recommend starting simpler. Oh, Thugman, yeah, it's silly for Code Academy to have Bootstrap as the beginner stuff. Yeah, it's a bit silly. Null513, what on earth are you trying to do? These are not, Thugmuffin, these are not basic projects. Fascinating. I had no idea. I figured that this is what was happening just all around the world. People coding were just doing, it said basic front-end development project. You know, like when a baby hits the, yeah, see? Good. That's what I was thinking. Like when a baby hits the pavement in the, in a Walmart parking lot, and they reach for the nearest laptop and they start firing out some code. Yeah, I figured this is what they were building. Okay, so here's this. Let's close that. Let's go ahead and at least let's do the things we know how to do. So footer, we can center that, although I kind of feel like we should have it to the right side, but we'll center it in the meantime. Would it be text align, or would we be justifying the whole thing? We'll try text align, but I think to center it, it might be some margin thing, like margin auto. Not text center, text align. Does that move it? No, that doesn't move it. Probably margin auto. Perhaps? Death. Okay. To move... Oh, that's the whole footer section, so we're gonna need to do... What should we do? Should we do a div for all three? Or align right? I don't think we can just do align right. Or align center. Yeah, no, that's not going to do anyone any good. Okay, yes, but the resources, okay, these are very simple projects. It's static one page. Yes, but the resources start at a higher level. You get the layout from Bootstrap, etc. Not a higher level, it's all using basic commands. What's a higher level about Bootstrap? If you don't know how to do stuff on your own in CSS, then you're handed this thing that is doing all of it. You're shown how to do it before this is given. That is true. We are shown how to do it before we were given this. What a phenomenal recommendation. Responsive design with Bootstrap. Look at this. We've got... Didn't even think to check freeCodeCamp here. Ditch CSS. Dangerous actions. Add font. Awesome icons to our buttons. Line up elements responsively. Aha! Look at that. Oh, and bootstrap rows. and then splitting your rows. Yeah, you guys were mentioning the row thing earlier. Totally forgot about that. Okay, well, let's do something. God, what were we looking at? Bootstrap grid, put elements side by side. Let's start with this one. Okay, side by side. Yes, the like and the info and the other things. My issue, though, is they were doing all the CSS elsewhere. Oh, no, all the CSS was housed within Bootstrap. So all we have to do is set up the Bootstrap, which is all the row stuff. There we go. It's all coming back. It's all coming back slowly. Okay, so we have class row. Is that all I need to make it work? Is that really what I've been missing in my life? We're going to try that. And div class row, blankety blankety blank. And then they've got the button and blah 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 blah. Column small blank. So div class row goes above the columns. So here, div class row. Oh my god. We did it, finally. Jesus. It only took, holy god, an hour and 42 minutes. You son of a ungrateful. How, as a viewer, for whomever is watching to this point, do you have the capacity to watch someone struggle for so long when the answer is so similar, and collectively as a community, multiple people have tried to assist? I think there should be no hope. I don't understand how there's more than anyone than me and Little Kitty trying to endure this. That's fascinating. You guys have a high tolerance for struggling. That is impressive. Well, good times, and I applaud you. I can't believe... So we did that. Okay, so now let's fix the div, or let's close out the div issue. We finally did it. We finally did that. Again, my analogy, because it's the only one that I can... that provides the right visual, but it's like giving commands via the chat, trying to assist. It is greatly appreciated, but I feel bad for those who give it, since the recipient is a moron, and I equate it to trying to guide a cat via smoke signals. Like, it's just totally above their head. They don't know what it means. And that's me. I see all the words, and I see all the kindness, but I'm just lost. Mentally, emotionally, whatever we want to call it when it comes to programming. Dedicated, but confused. Okay, so let's do this. Onwards. So those are there, and now we can put them... Should we do... We had something else regarding this. Something. Before we had all three next to each other, and I think it was the flex or the inline stuff, but we may need to break it out. And we probably, I don't know if we should have made 2 rows, but regardless, that's there. So let's go ahead, keep forging ahead. There's a lot going on in chat. Simple project, don't know how to do, okay, CSS, If you don't know how to do stuff CSS, then you're handed this thing, all you do. You were shown how to do before, this is given. BDX Inc., have you heard of Zeal? I can't say that I have. As far as like a programming thing or like the word in general. I'm assuming programming thing, so I'm going to go with no. Oh, Thug Muffin. So that's the thing, right? You can create a nav bar in HTML/CSS without Bootstrap. Yes. To me, you should learn how to do that before taking what Bootstrap gives you to do the same thing. I agree. I was just trying, because they let us through Bootstrap, as you can see here in the map, leading up to the projects was jQuery stuff, and before that was responsive design with Bootstrap. So they did go through, and we set things up, and, you know, gear for success, and all this noise in HTML and CSS, so, nah. We've gone through it, it's just remembering it all. Because we go through all these lessons, a bunch of learning, and then it's thrown into the projects. Versus kind of like, we could sort of see it like at Code Academy. It's the same thing. What's that, little cat? Oh, look at you. So furry and cute. Versus at Code Academy, the activities, like freeCodeCamp is this like giant never-ending activity thing, which is kind of nice because as a whole it keeps building on itself. But at Code Academy, since it's broken into smaller chunks, like here, see, it's only 8 activities or 8 pages to this one activity. It builds on itself. Like, you start with the header and blah, blah, blah. You fill that out. And then you go to the next one, and they go on to the next thing, sort of explain things in depth. Even though it's basic concepts, they'll explain the basic concepts in depth, and then you go from header, the header stuff, filling in what you need, filling out some more stuff, and then onwards. Like, it's very step by step. I'm faced with, Tiny Cat, will you pick a frickin' direction? You have a whole bed that you can hang out on. We love you, you're adorable. Oh my god, she's just going to my fingers to be scratched. Typical. I think I used the analogy yesterday as I was struggling as well. It's like giving the blueprints to a house. You can see it in front of a dirt lot where you need to build a house. There's like a couple wooden posts. You're like, I know a house should be here. And you can visualize each step by step. But when you're handed the blueprints, the house looks nice in all the steps, but it's different. It's easier said than done. Now that I'm left here to my own devices to construct the frickin' thing, it's daunting putting it together bit by bit. Conceptually, though, when I think of what I need to do, I can see this. I know there's all the steps that I've seen before. I know what to do, but it's putting it into action where it's all falling apart. Not that that's an excuse, just thrown out where I'm at currently. Anywho. Have you heard of Zeal? To me, learn to do that. What's your background, oh Thug Muffin? I'm an SRE at a SaaS company. BJ Artman, no container and row. Oh, I'm missing container too. Okay, Metallicus Craft, yep, also eating popcorn. Null513, it's pretty rude if people backseat develop. I only try to give small hints. That's fine. Even if someone were to give me the answer, they could hit me in the face with the right answer, and I still wouldn't know that it was the right answer. So, I would recommend you've read this, get Bootstrap components, bookmark this, dev docs, have a look at that, Zeal docs. Ah, that must be the zeal you were talking about before. Noted. Yeah, I don't mind the hints and tips and tricks are welcome. Anything to help the viewer endure my confusion, I think, is beneficial. Mostly. Yeah, good. Okay, so we also need to, it sounds like we're missing out on the joys of container stuff. So, class container, and then row. So let's go ahead and set that up. Class container. See, and now I know I mentioned I could have just copied it before, but I didn't know and remember how all of it fit together. But now that I've painfully suffered through going through all the hints, tips, comments of everyone and resources online, now I recall and can visualize and see how this all flows and fits together. So I don't mind copying and pasting, throwing that in now, and utilizing that. We could have done that an hour and a half ago, and we would have been far, much further down the path, but instead we've just been struggling. So let's go ahead and take this class, blah, 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 container, and let's basically do that for all of them, shall we? Div stuff, and div things. Look at that. It already feels better. I can feel the confusion dissipating. It feels like a weight has been lifted off of our shoulder. Div class blank blank blank. BJ Artman, try using container fluid. Okay. Oh, container hyphen fluid. Noted. Let's give that a shot. Container hyphen fluid. Interesting. So let's give that a shot here. Hyphen fluid. Things are happening. Hyphen fluid. Okay. I can live with that. So that's helped narrow down those. Next on our to-do list is deal with this guy. So text right. They had, where the deuce is text right? D, Jumbotron, and font weight, header, nav, blank, blank, blank. I am not seeing text right if my life depended on it. Holy hell. Did I misread it? I must have misread. No? Maybe that's just a thing. Maybe I just put in text right. Oh, class and then text center. Fascinating. It just works. It's a bootstrap thing. This is that understanding of coming to terms with it's a bootstrap thing. BJ Artman, it's up and okay, so we're all hitting, I'm realizing it now, an hour and a half later after everyone, it's a bootstrap thing. Quote of the evening, right? Holy hell, that's what we should have titled the stream. It's a bootstrap thing. Well, 3 more hours of this and we can hang ourselves with said bootstrap. Let's look for the thing. Determination equals confusion when you don't know where you're going. Text right, that's what was happening. God. Oh, I was like, what is happening? Not text right. We're going to try text center. If we can spell center. Hopefully. Footer stuff. Did we not end up in the footer? I feel like we're in a footy area. Text. Right? I sense hatred and frustration. Oh, it goes in the row area. You forgetful son of a bastard. Goddamn cigarettes and good death. No, it doesn't go in the row area. Everything hurts. You may not need container fluid and just container. Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't see a huge difference with container fluid, but, you know, it's there. It's doing its thing. Doing containery things. You know what? We never also fixed 4 and 8. Because we did change it to here, 4 and 8. But if we're thinking getting rid of fluid, we certainly can. Just for fun. Oh, and it was next to it, the column. It wasn't even, so it's on each thing that we shimmy. We are shimmying on the ground level. Nav, H1, div, and header. Nav, H1, blankety blankety blank. Nav, H1. So here is where it goes. Well, we wanted to do the footer ones. Well, we'll test it out up here. Text. Center. Aha. Okay, cool. Followed by text right. It worked. Okay, cool. Focus, Steven, focus. So let's do nav. Flex? Would that be weird? Nav. Display. Flex? Oh my god, it worked. Okay, that's cool. Nobody freak out. We're making progress. Just don't overthink it, Steven. Just keep doing whatever you think is gonna work. This is awesome. Good. Tiny bits of success are all we need to keep going. This is fascinating. Death. I want to add some text align justify thing down here, but I don't know how I feel about that. Justify content flex end. Justify content flex end? What's it do? Oh my god, it worked. We did it. This is a good enough portfolio for me. You're hired. Okay, awesome. So, this is good. This is good. We're piecing together our nightmare. Good. So, technically, if we're doing all the same stuff here, we really don't need to do anything different. We could actually just add nav in the one below. Something seems missing. You know what? We need commas. Don't we need commas? We need commas. There's a lack of comma in our life. Yeah, ooh, no? What is this? What the hell am I looking at here? Why? There's no commas here. They've just got section, dot, row, and image. Is it because they're all different? They've got button and button primary, footer, and unordered list. Maybe there are no commas needed. I mean, it still reads it fine. I just didn't know if that was maybe more of an industry thing to prevent bugs or something. Does that help anybody's day, or does that make things worse? I feel like that might make things worse. Let's get rid of this. Yeah. Oh, God, no. Why? Bad Steven. Comma? Comma? Commas do work. Commas are important. That's another good quote. Good. This is fascinating. I can't believe I'm finally making progress after struggling for 2 hours, 1 minute, and 32 seconds. Yeah, that's what... Hey! I just jumped over to OBS to look at the time for how long we've been streaming, and there's a little cat behind us. Look at you. What are you doing? Yeah, you're covered in fur. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't care. Nice. Okay. Okay, try not to modify the did we read Null's comment? Null513. Try not to modify library and predefined CSS unless you must. What I do is try to make a new class and have them both apply. Oh, that sounds like exactly what we were just dealing with. Right? Let me reread your comment. Try not to modify library and predefined CSS unless you must. Okay. What I do is make a new class and have them both applied. Gotcha, I think. BJ Artman, comma is for setting different items to the same thing. No comma is for setting nested elements. Oh, that's really interesting. So I could have header and then div and h1 and then nav and not need any commas. But if I'm mixing and matching, then I need to use that. Oh god, did I just drag something? I did just drag something. Command Z. Bad Steven. We're losing all of our motor skills. Oh, 'cause it's after 2 in the morning. Fuck. This is exactly what happened yesterday. Damn, I totally thought today's stream was going to be so much faster. What a noob mistake. It's like I haven't been here for the last 196 days. Death. Okay, so what do we have going on? Fulfill the user stories. Different links. I can click buttons that'll take the profile to different media social pages. Yes, however, there's a thing, the target blank. We need to do this. This is important. Target blank like so. And we put that in each of our links because it will take us, it will open the item in a new tab. So there's that. We've got this. 1 and 2 and 3. Fascinating. It works. We've got Twitter stuff. She's loading and loading. And Facebooky type things and Instagrammy things. Cool. There's that. So that's one more check down off the list. 2, I can see thumbnail images of different projects the portfolio creator has built. If you haven't built any websites, use placeholders. Let's do... We were going to do 4. I don't know if I want to take the time to find 4 images or thumbnails. I can see thumbnail images of different projects. If you haven't built any websites, use placeholders, plural. That does sound like they want at least 2. We'll figure this out. Like header, nav, edits only, nav, inside header. BJ, Artman. Okay, noted, noted. That was for stuff, things happening. We can get rid of footer. That's not doing anyone any good. We can drop JS down a little bit further. Shimmying. I can't believe we're making progress. I for sure thought we weren't going to make any progress. What are we looking for from here? We are looking for the thing and the stuff. What if we were to add things? Don't mind me, don't mind me. HTML, image, link. I'm just drawing a blank. I know image tag is a single closing tag. I just can't remember if the image tag goes inside the link function, the anchor element, or if the anchor element somehow goes inside the image. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Visit our website, visit our things. What about cramming inside a photo? Hrefs, target. There we go. So it's the image goes inside the link stuff. Beautiful. That is what we needed. That is exactly what we needed. So let's go ahead. We will take image stuff. Dee-dee-dee. La-da-da, dee-dee-dee-dee. Oh, Thug Muffin. If you want to link the image, you surround the image with the tag. Okay, which is what we just saw there. So good. Confirmation received. Oh, Thug Muffin approves. Or it concurs with our findings. Or technically, I guess our findings concur with Oh, Thug Muffin because he probably commented before we found that. But regardless, we, the consensus on what to do is unanimous. Things that go in between carrots. Image tags. Or tag, if you will. Image and source equals confusion. Let's do, what's a good one? Let's do the thing. We are going to go with something about something. We really should have planned this out further. Our website. We're going to go with our WordPress site. Actually, let's close that one. Let's go to let's do our other site, not our WordPress site. You know what? I guess we could do both. I don't really have an issue with doing both. I was going to say, let's use this one, our About Me page, because then we can also do WordPress from here. I think those would be 2 good ones to use. So let's go with copying this. And we'll put that in here. And then the image source we'll use for that one is the cat coding, because why not, right? Copy image address. And let's shove that right in here. Perfect. Perfect. And now let's do the next one, which is the WordPress site for things about stuff and so forth. We are looking for something. Copy. Image. You know what, can we do, hold on, let's do image there, source equals, and we need to do that, the target blank thing again for these as well. So target blank, let's not forget about those. Let's do that while we remember it. Target blank, and good. Now we need to find an image for, what's it called? What's a good one? I'm trying to think what has a good size one. I kind of want to do, let's do this one. Is there a way to view the background? No? How about Facebook things? Yeah, that's a way to view stuff. This can be clicked on. Open image in new tab. I'm not sure this is actually going to work. Copy. And we're pasting. That is going to be a giant link. Here it goes. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Is the image too large? It doesn't like the file type. It thinks it's a dumb idea. Something rhymes with stupid. I don't know. I'm running out of guesses. Let's undo that. Command Z. You know what we can do? You know what? Let's go back to this and open image in new tab. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Copy image address, or we really could have just copied this one and paste that in there. Let's try that on for size. No? Equally frustrated at us. That's fine. If I was an empty image and I needed to find a link to do things, what would I do? Something about stuff. Death. What would I do? I would find another cat photo. When all else fails, find a cat photo. That's what my gut instinct tells me. Or no, okay. Damn, really tried. Yeah, that's not gonna. What about this guy? Open image in new tab. And copy this link. Oh, you know what? No, that's one of those stupid Facebook links, because that's the same one we used for the background before, and they didn't like what we had to offer. So that's that. What about this guy? No, that's also dumb. Agreed. I have an idea. Death, it only shows the last 12 photos. Too Instagram. Let's click on this one. We're going to find one. We will. At some point. I can't guarantee when, but eventually. Loading more, loading more. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We'll click on this guy. Do. Fuck. You know, you try, and then it just blows up in your face. Not in a good way. Giggity. We're gonna figure this out. Cat photo. We're resorting to cat photo. Alright. Let's do another cat coding photo. Which one says we're doomed? Something about something equals... Oh god, that's hilarious. Okay, I think this is fitting. Let's do copy stuff, copy image address, and we're pasting. Command Z. It's gotta be me. I did something wrong. I am a failure as a human, but I can live with that. Maybe it's the target blank that ruined stuff. Oh my god. Oh, Thug Muffin, I just saw your comments. Oh, Thug Muffin, if you want to link the image, sorry, okay, yeah. Hey, Red, oh god, I'm so awful with usernames. Wretched is now hosting, that's awesome. Donka, Wretched, thank you. Oh, Thug Muffin, you probably can't just link them from the sites. Click view original image, view image, yeah, well, if we were getting the link address, you need an equal sign after source. Also, yeah, you should not use not. Yeah, I agree. Can't believe we went through all of that. Let's try the Twitter fiasco once more. Typical forgetful son of a... Let's try this. Let's try this. Copy image address. At least we know this one works. But does this? It does. Weirdly sized, but it works. I'm kind of preferential to the cat photo because I think it's a bit more applicable to where we're at now. We'll use cat photo. It's far more fitting. So, with that said, we can ditch the other two links that we don't need. Followed by something. What else? Let's look at the user stories. I know we're getting close. I can see thumbnail images of different projects the portfolio creator has built. If you haven't built any websites, use placeholders. Cool. Check. User stories. I navigate. This is the one that I am struggling with. I've seen it before, and I always thought it was cool, and I know it's a basic thing, but in, like... So a lot of my work experience prior has been in HR, human resources. So there's tons of, like, job aids. First worked with the government for a couple years, then with the private sector. But anyways, especially for the government job aids, really old, kind of archaic. Still on the computer, of course. But they'd have the directory page, so you'd open up, like, a Word document, And similar to this, you know, they'd have the links. Imagine this was like a 40-page job aid or something where we could just keep scrolling indefinitely. Similar to this, but they'd have like the directory at the top, and when you'd click on a link, it would take you down, which is exactly what this website is doing. When you click portfolio, it brings you down below. You click contact, does that. But some of the job aids, oh, let's close this and close that. Some of the job aids would have that. So I knew it's like a basic piece of code. I think HTML or JavaScript, I'm not too sure. But I've never done it. I've always wanted to. I always thought that was a cool thing, a cool feature. The other thing, being kind of a crazy person, I would also like make my own personal user guides for games, whether it was screenshot based or like spreadsheets and other things like that. So I always wanted, whenever I would think of, hey, make a guide, putting it in like a Word doc or something, I always wanted to use that functionality, but I never took the time to Google how to implement that kind of hot linking auto scroll feature. So now we get to finally solve that mystery. And I don't actually think it's JavaScript. I think it's HTML. And I think it's really basic. So we get to figure that out. We can close out of the cat photos. You know what that reminds me? We were just looking at cat photos, cat sleeping. This is not work related, but stream related to some degree. We're going to Twitter. Did we want to go to Twitter? No. This is a good home page. Our About Me page. It was on, what site was it on? It was on our WordPress site. And it was the About section. Yeah, little kitty. Ta-da! See, that's her, sleeping. We put an aquarium thing on as a screensaver, like YouTube, and then she got really sleepy watching the fishes do their fishy business. Hashtag fish life. And then she just kind of like passed out and got sleepy from watching them. So that was literally like right here in front of the monitor. That's what I'm looking at from my perspective. Yeah, good times. That's her in the background. Look at her. She's still sleeping. She's great. Tons of fun. Psst. Oh, yeah. You guys hear that? That was her primal yell. She can't really meow. She's got this, like, breepy thing going on. I don't know if her voice box is just, like, perma or whatever, but it's kind of like a broken spring. That's what it sounds like. Breep, breep. But, good. Glad we went over that. Back to solving the HTML linking auto scroll fiasco. Let's deal with that. And then we are done. Finally. It was painful getting here, but, I mean, it was worth it. We should figure out how to center the images. Or do we just pretend like that's not happening? I kind of feel like we should address the center issue. Row stuff. H-reference. Would it be... I don't even know what it would be. Hold on. Now I want to center the stupid photos. Oh, you can't ever just leave it alone, Steven. You really can't. You lazy bastard. Overachieving hooker. Cigarette. God damn it. Fuck. Okay. We're gonna get there. We are going to get there. Okay. You know what we did yesterday? It was display block. but what is it in? Right now, it's in the row and center. No, think, Stephen. Think main class. What the deuce? There's no class in for. Oh, main class. Ooh, crazy bastard. Okay, that's much better. So let's do main and something. Main. You know what? We had a couple comments down at the bottom. Auto hosting, yeah, should not. This page looks damn sexy. You, BJ, Artman are too kind. But thank you. No, it's just simple CSS and HTML. Good to know. Glad to hear it for, I assume, the auto-linking thing. Null513. Oh, if you want to find some, not all errors, you can use this, site validator w3.org. Cool. Good to know. Oh, Thug Muffin. Dude, centering images is such a pain in the ass. I totally agree. Yesterday's stream was around that one thing, and it took 2 hours for that one thing. At least we've accomplished multiple things in our 2.5-hour stream tonight, so but regardless, main display, that's not right, display block justify content center. You know what? I like the images to the left. It adds character. We're not gonna worry about that right now. Let's deal with the link fiasco and we'll call it quits. What are we looking for? We are looking for, how do they even word it? Navigate. Yeah, navigate to different sections. Website just by clicking. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. How to create a link to jump. Oh, and Stack Overflow. Hell yeah, we love Stack Overflow. Okay. Oh yes, jump links. Okay, beautiful. Here's an example. Facebook ads, an insert. Add ID, blankety blank. Insert your object name. Not feeling it, dude. Not feeling it. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Yep. I know I should be reading, but usually just looking at it helps, and that wasn't helpful. I have a landing page with links. How can I direct a user to a section of a different page? No, that's not what we want. href sample page, div id sushi, div id barbecue. Clicking on sushi or barbecue in the main page should navigate the user to the div with the ID sushi or barbecue respectively. It is possible without jQuery. I don't mind using jQuery, but a simpler solution. So is it the ID that we really need to be working with? Wrap your div with ID sushi. A name sushi, div ID sushi, and link to it by href. Have to, okay. Use anchors. Gotcha. I think this is really what we're looking for. That feels right. Main page, sample page, blah blah blah. Is this possible with HTML by using anchors? If so, blankety blank. Yeah, let's go with this one. Yeah. let's do that. Let's get this in our life. So, oh, we need to do an about section. Fuck, I don't want to do an about section. We'll do an about section. Death. Okay, about. Don't mind the weird element tags, it's just a visual thing. About. Div. Div. Class equals container. Followed by something with a row. Oh, no, main class container. Hold on, copy. Row. And something. Paragraph. Okay, we're good. Do we still have Twitter open? No, we don't. We really should. Something about something. Dee-dee-dee. La da da dee 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 la da da dee 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 dee. You know what? I should have looked at the page source for this whole thing. This is basically the same site without the pictures. Copy. Wow, that's brutal. How do we get it to, like, paragraph itself? This is not pretty. How do we contain said thing? Isn't there a text wrap somewhere? I think there is. Would it be here? Text wrap? I kind of think it would be. H1 class blank blank blank. So P would be class equals not container again, would it? Well, no. Now, hold on. One, I'm trying to deal with the sizing issue, and two, we need to give it an ID as well, right? Oh, Thug Muffin. It's a thing like this, href hashtag bottom, go to the bottom, cool. And at the bottom of the page is something with an ID, so like span ID bottom. So by clicking the link, it will jump to the element with the ID. Cool. So let's do a class. I think we will do, to solve the sizing issue, container. Oh, that's not how you spell it, container. It did fix it. It did fix it. Let's get clever. Column 6. 6 col span small 6 and do 8, but ID, watch this, ID equals about. Can we title it capital about, or is that weird? Is that going to piss people off if we have a capital letter in ID? I think it'll be fine. No, I think it'll piss people off. I think it should be lowercase. My concern is that we've got this, the same thing. So that's a little concerning to me. Oh, no, it's fine, because with CSS we would do the, here, we'll get rid of main. We can keep about, and it will be about, like so, and, something. Do we want about, or do we want the paragraph? I think we actually want paragraph to be centered. Paragraph. Text. Center. Ah, cool, cool. Okay, and, can we do the row? No, I think paragraph would be centered. Align. Damn, I can see the box. We're so close. We're so close. Let's just deal with the ID thing. We can deal with the ID for ID about. Well, what happens if we have ID? I wanted to do something with hashtag ID. Text. We're just exploring at this point. Right? Nothing. Shocking. Alright, well, we clearly don't need that. What else do we need? Column span, so this is sharing the same class as this. So text center. Uh-oh. Brace yourselves. We're sneezing. Oh, God. Protect your faces. All we need to do is do the ID stuff and end this nightmare. It's meant to look ugly, and we're going to leave it at that. You know what? There is one thing we can do. Is it... I don't think it's gonna work, but can we do text right? No, we can't. That's fine. I was just curious. Just curious. Let's go ahead and set up our IDs, and then we can end it, because we are losing steam. Damn it, we are. It's just bad. It's bad, bad times. Something about IDs. We gave an ID to about, which was somewhere there. So we'll set up our linky thing that we found. We found a linky thing. right here, and we're gonna mimic this. We're gonna take that and shove it into our code, and then we will also set up a portfolio area as well. We are falling apart. We are falling apart. Let's do H3. Is that cool? Let's do H3. H3 about H3 mostly good. And yeah, copy. And this will be 4. And this will be portfolio. God, this does not feel right. None of this feels okay. Portfolio. Paragraph. Portfolio. No, H3 again. We're slowly getting there, guys. Oh my god. And you know what we can actually do? We can do like an H5 for the footer. And do something like social links, social media. Or just social. We'll call it connect. We can do it connect. But still, we'll do like H5. No, we'll do social media links in an H5. H5. Social media links. Look at that. Okay, so what else did we have? We had H1. What did we have before? We had H1 and nav. Then we have H3 and paragraphs. H1 and nav. We didn't need to mention H1. We could mention nav. Why do I feel like we're missing something for portfolio? Because we are. What's happening? Hold on. So clicking the links will do that. Noel513, what kind of mic do you have? I have a Blue Yeti, not literally blue, but the company Blue, and it's the blackout version. I have the Blue Yeti Studio. No. The Pro? The Studio. No, I've just got the regular. I've got the normal, the regular Blue Yeti microphone, because they've got 3 levels. The first one is just the basic USB model, which is all kinds of fun. The second one is a special version of the USB model, and then the final one, I think that's the Studio, and that one has the XLR connectors at the bottom. So yeah, but I'm just doing a basic USB connection to my computer, so I'm rocking that. But it's been good. It's been good, and I'm also using Adobe Audition in addition to the microphone itself. Oh, Thug Muffin, are you using Git? If not, that would be a simple thing to add in a really important software development tool. I do have Git, but I've got nothing on there yet. It's just kind of an empty place to be. It's very, very Spartan, barren. I've got the repository here, and then like my personal one here. So that's that. It does exist. I should link to it, but I don't have anything yet. We'll build up over time, but I'll probably set up a different portfolio page. This is just a rough thing to do. Oh, are you using Git as in the language, not GitHub? My bad. Thug Muffin. So GitHub is not Git. Git is the tool you use. GitHub is where you can push it. Yeah, my bad. Yes, Git. Right. As a side note, Git was interesting on Code Academy because they teach you binary. Yeah, that was hellish. I think that was the low point of me learning how to code, was the binary section in the Git area course here on Code Academy. That was an absolute nightmare. So yeah, good times. Anywho, I feel like we're really close. We have our header, h1 class, blankety blank, 4, h3, 4. Do we need text center? I don't know if we actually do. Let's do... What about text right? Oh, yeah, you know what? We can leave that centered. Center. That one's okay. Followed by H3 portfolio, which gets, boom, SM4. Oh, not pretty. Display flex. I think this is the block level thing we were talking about before. I don't think we like that. Let's undo that bit, shall we? That's better. And yeah, and we're good from there. H5. You know, it's kind of a weird balance, but I'm going to live with that. I'm going to live with that. So, good enough for me. And let's go ahead, and we had IDs somewhere. Where did we have IDs? Oh, we have an ID for about and portfolio. Let's do that. Those two, and we'll be good. D. We're abouting. We are abouting. Okay, ID about, check. And now, or should we give it to the title? We'll give it to the title. ID about, and down here, ID for portfolio, lowercase, portfolio. Okay, now we can do the link thing. Let's close this. Let's close that. Wrap your div, anchor, name, sushi stuff. Okay, hold on. Don't mind me. Tiny crisis. We will deal with this momentarily. Hold on. Air conditioning stuff. Alright, air conditioning crisis averted. Dealt with. Had to run downstairs, tag that. All good. It's now nowhere near as hot as it was before. We are so close to figuring this out. Green Army. I hate CSS, feels bad. Oh god. Attox? Attox. One of those. You're using Bootstrap? Yes, it's painful. Should be helpful, but since I have no idea what I'm doing, everything hurts. Green Armory. It's just when there's stuff inside of divs and trying to make things stretch and center like I want never goes how I expect it to. It's probably just me not learning fundamentals, just trying things till they work. Did a car crash happen on your page? Kind of. Okay. At talks, considered switching to Flexbox? Maybe. Is that a thing? What does Flexbox do? I don't. Well, let's find out. We can use box. Is that a thing? Is that the Flexbox we were talking about? What about just Flex? No. Flex end. We're gonna leave it as Flex end. Okay. All right. Do. No. None of that. We are going to focus. We added the IDs. All we have to do is connect them up top to the buttons. Oh, thank God. I remembered. I was like, where are we supposed to put the fucking anchor tags? We set up the IDs. We're going to anchor the out of these things so hard. What's going down in the chat? Car crash. Switching to Flexbox. Green Armory. Day 9 TV. Do you play SC2? I want to. It's kind of like learning to code. You hear about it for a while. And months and years go by of being interested. And then finally you have the opportunity to do it. I've yet to do it. I was excited to hear that they remastered Brood War, so I kind of wanted to try out the remastered version of Brood War since it was either coming out this summer or it already has. I don't really know. I haven't been too focused on it. I've just been trying to... My main goal every day for this year has just been trying to stream at some point. But I'm just a fan of Mr. Sir Sean Plott in general. So yeah, good times. He's a good fella, if one could say that about another. So I've seen in general StarCraft and StarCraft 2 on his stream, and now all the Hearthstone stuff. So yeah, that's that. But StarCraft 2 is definitely on my to-do list. And watching a lot of his stuff. He did Spellslingers show or series on Geek and Sundry, that network. and spell slingers because I wanted to learn how to do or how to play Magic the Gathering, but I hadn't had anyone to play with ever for all of my existence. So I finally, like a couple years ago, I had an iPad and I downloaded the Magic the Gathering app on there and learned, and their tutorial was kind of fun, not gonna lie. Magic the Gathering, I could see one quickly spending a lot of money throwing at Magic the Gathering, or, you know, Magic cards. So yeah, but StarCraft, yes, I'm hopeful that'll be achieved somewhere on my to-do list in the near future. Anywho, what are we doing? What are we doing? Adox, Flexbox is definitely a thing, supported by most browsers, and I personally like it more than Bootstrap. Never heard of it. Bootstrap also has a Flexbox utility. Then Dead Game, can't do it anymore, lol. Love StarCraft 2, no one plays anymore, feels bad. But Flexbox alone is easy to understand, just works. Flexboxfroggy.com. BJ Artman, click the link. Okay, we will click the link. Flexbox Froggy. Hey, it's got a frog on there. That's fun. Yay, frogs. Okay, justify content. Flex start, flex ends. Item aligned to the right side of the container. Well, we have items on the right side of the container. Center. Items align to the center of the container. Okay. And social media links. Space around. Space between. What if we do space between? Let's try that out. Space between. Cool. It worked. Okay, what else can we add to that? I don't know if I've actually come to terms with it being all to the right. I'm not actually against it. That's also because I want this nightmare to end, but I'm not against it. Flex end. I'm thinking hilarious and terrible is the theme we should keep. Alright, Adox, yeah, that's a great game to learn Flexbox. It could be a game. It could be fun. We were setting up the anchor links. We're setting up the anchor links and we are landing this bird and we are going to be done with this. Because that's what we're here for. Okay, anchor nonsense. We're not doing sushi. But we're going to copy it. Because I'm too exhausted to type it out myself. Okay, we've got our paragraph stuff, which we don't really need. Can we put in the A? Was that going to move stuff? What about P? No. Fascinating. I'm just curious because I'm concerned when we go to put in, where's that going to fall? Oh, it just goes right there. It just goes right there. Sushi. Oh my god. Z. So this is what's happening. Copy. And it just goes right in. Problem solved. Problem solved. About, copy. But a lowercase about. Portfolio. Lowercase portfolio. And connect lowercase connect. Okay, thank God we made it through that fucking labyrinth. If we get rid of this, it's going to work. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's go ahead and copy this. Shall we? I think we shall. Links. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Copy. At the bottom. Links. And links. I don't know if that's going to do anything worthwhile, but I would hope. Why doesn't it want to move those over? I was trying to figure out why those can't play nicely over the right. Death. Death, death, death. That's okay. We'll get rid of it. We will get rid of that. Linky stuff will go away. All is well in the neighborhood. Everything's back to normal. Okay. Never heard of it. Love FC2. Flexi thing. Great game. BJ Armin. Dude, you just need to wait about doing this challenge. You need to learn this stuff a bit better. Right now, you're just typing shit and hoping it works. Yes. Absolutely. For learning, not knowing everything while doing a project is not bad. I feel like the couple things that I have learned, like the fact that it took me an hour and 45 minutes to come to terms with the fact that if I'm going to use Bootstrap, I have to have container and row specified prior to adding anything else. That's a hard lesson to learn, but I learned that. That's what sunk in for day 196. It was a hard lesson to learn, but it was learned nonetheless. So, I don't know. I mean, it's a trade-off. It hurts, but, you know, hopefully a viewer or two can get a laugh out of it. I think that's everything we need. I'm going to click about... Oh my god, our webpage is too small for us to even scroll, but I know it works. There's no other way for me. You know what? We can do margin stuff. We can do margins. Margin for REM. Right? Auto. Yeah. 16. Okay. Look, now we can scroll. The point is we needed to make it so we could scroll. So let's do about. Boom. In your face. CodePen. Or technically freeCodeCamp. Take that, freeCodeCamp. We were ill-equipped and unprepared for this challenge, but we didn't even come out on top. We grazed the bottom of success. And it only took us 3 hours, 4 minutes, and 11 seconds. Not bad. Oh god, I'm totally delirious right now. I can't wait to sleep. Let's go ahead and power down this nightmare. We made it. Yeah, this is as pretty as it gets, and frankly, I kind of like the boxes. Not gonna lie. I don't think we're gonna keep the 16. We did do everything. anything. I kind of want to leave it as is. I don't really want to clean it up. Let's close this. Oh my god. We're totally losing it. Death. Okay, I'm just so happy we made it through. Okay. And I can navigate to different sections of the webpage by clicking buttons in the navigation. Check. It's golden. Oh my god, this is so bad. Okay. Holy hell. Alright. Well, we can always come back and perfect it. It's just after 3 hours. It's 3 a.m. We should have not started the stream at midnight, but we always start the stream at midnight, and everything hurts after midnight, so learning is difficult. 7. Don't worry if you don't have anything to showcase on your portfolio yet. You will build several apps on the next few CodePen challenges and come back after you update your portfolio later. Check. 8. There are many great portfolio templates out there already. However, you should consider building your own portfolio page as much as you can from the ground up using Bootstrap. See, they even emphasize Bootstrap. Can help make this process much easier. Little did they know, it was the biggest speed bump we came across with in this challenge. 9. Note that CodePen.io overrides the window.open function. So if you want to open a Windows UI using jQuery, you will need to target invisible anchor elements like this one, a target blank, which we accounted for in all of our links. 10. Remember to use read search. Ask if you get stuck. Yes, we Googled the crap out of everything. We even referenced our old Code Academy resources. And we used all of the fun, helpful tips and comments from chat. Huge hat tip to everyone who assisted. And what else? What else do we have here? When you're finished, click the I've completed this challenge and include a link to the CodePen. So we will need to copy your CodePen thing. You can get feedback on your project by sharing it with your friends on Facebook. I don't think we're quite ready to share this particular website with the world. I don't think they're ready for all of this. Let's see. What do we have going on in the chat? Okay, so need to wait on doing this challenge, definitely, and we can add to it and fix things over time. Need to learn the stuff a bit better. Right now you're just typing shit, hoping it works. Learning, not knowing everything while doing a project isn't too bad. GitHub, clicking the link, doc type. Okay, see, that could be... Look at that, that's all clean. We're gonna need to look at that on our, because right now we're just trapped on our phone, so it's all the prettiness that is the code itself from O Thug Muffin. But good. BJ Artman, simple layout page using Bootstrap only provided stuff. BJ Artman, so you're not seriously trying to learn? Yes and no. I mean, we're seriously committed to trying to do coding every day, but the goal isn't to, like, go out and land a developer job tomorrow or anything. The main thing for the stream, I wanted to stream on Twitch, primarily games, because of Twitch, right? Because Twitch, you know? But the capture card I have, my Elgato HD60S that I got, it's too good for my old Mac Mini computer. My old Mac Mini doesn't have the minimum system requirements to utilize the Elgato HD60S, so in order to try and get used to streaming daily, even though I wanted to stream games daily, I just wanted to get the ball rolling and get used to streaming daily, and the only thing that I could really do that my computer could handle was streaming something like learning to code website, like Code Academy or FreeCodeCamp. So I ended up just I knew I wanted to. I was trying to think of something that I could do daily, and I knew I wanted to learn how to code. So I thought, hey, why not stream the learning process? And that was 195 days ago, and now we're here. Probably shouldn't have committed to doing a year challenge for going in cold to not really knowing anything about programming, but it's been good. It's been interesting. Code Academy took up like the first 150 days because we learned like 14 or 15 different languages, the fundamentals. Usually one would just pick a single language and like commit to that before advancing to another. But since Code Academy was mostly all low-level fundamentals, I was able to see the similarities and differences on how a lot of languages, more than just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, fit together. You know, I was able to see the differences in Ruby, Python, PHP, React, Angular, all from that sort of square one position, because I was trying to find what language that I would really like to learn. So to answer your question, yes and no on the seriousness for committing to trying to learn, that it's kind of overkill when I do commit to something like that, like Code Academy, trying to do all the languages to get a feel on what language I want to commit to, because I'm freakishly serious about committing to stuff, but I have to keep it lighthearted, because if it's just the raw insanity, even I can't tolerate that. So it's I try to contain the insanity for the sake of the planet and myself, right? That's all we can hope for. So yeah, good times, but you know, we made it through. I'm glad we stuck with the cat photos. It really solidifies where we're at currently. Kind of a minimum effort. I like the boxes because it highlights everything. Let's see what it looks like without the boxes really quick. And not this ridiculous 48. Let's do like 2. It's clean, it's basic, it's simple. 0. I kind of like the 2. Yeah, 2. Not pretty, but it works. Let's do a space after about, and a space after portfolio. Did that do anything? That didn't do anything. Alright, good times. Good times. What else did we have? Not serious. You're in the question mark. You're in the Pacific daytime time zone. Me too. Awesome, O Thug Muffin. Yeah, California. That is where we hail from. You got me a bit inspired. Maybe I'll start streaming and doing network system cloud software stuff. Hell yeah. May Pleasatory, programming, HTML, CSS. This really made me think. Ah, Portland. Good. Tons of fun. Portlandia. Well, perhaps not, but Portland nonetheless. I like seeing the boxes. I'm not gonna lie, I know it's not pretty, but it really helps visualize where and how things are broken down. Oh, Thug Muffin, semi-accurate. Good. Alright, well, let's go ahead and submit this abomination for completion. Checkity check. I've completed the challenge. Let's take this, and we're saving, and we're copying. Do like 1 pixel. You think 2 pixels is too much? Let's see how one... Oh, okay, 1 pixel. That is good. I like that. Save. And copy. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Okay, submit and go to my next challenge. Fire at will. Ta-da, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Cool, so now that means for tomorrow, we will be diving into the basic JavaScript stuff, and we get to tackle all of that. Not all of that 10 hours tomorrow, but that is the next step in our free CodeCamp journey. In the meantime, though, we are closing out of this stuff. Let's jump over to our profile here and jump over to our profile here. Good times. Thank you again to... Look at that. Very cool. Thank you again to everyone who assisted with all of the tips, tricks, comments on what to do. So we had who was here today. We had Null513, thank you very much. Mr. Demon Wolf stopped by as well. Marvin Joke 1, thank you. BJ Artman, thank you for all the assistance. Oh Thug Muffin, all the inspiration and assistance. Who else did we have? We had there. What? Oh God! It's the username that's impossible to see. We had Null513. Yeah, we covered that. Metallica's Craft. Who else did we have that stopped by? Green Armory. Addicts. Thank you all for stopping by. Where is the... It was God something. Gerd something? Of course, it's like the darkest purple ever. God Shred. It was him. Thank you for stopping by as well. And who else? Maple Story? Maple Story. Maple Story. I am awful at usernames. And I am Yeum. We've gone over your username before. At least I'm pretty sure we have. But anyways, thank you again for everyone and everyone. Oh my god. It's 3:16 and we're falling apart. No, wait for it. 59. Now, it's 3:17 and we're falling apart. 3 a.m. Death. Thank you again to everyone who contributed and assisted. It was essential to my success, despite how hideous it turned out to be. That was my own doing, not yours. But yeah, good times. Let's go ahead and close out of that. We are jumping out of freeCodeCamp into OBS. The adventure continues tomorrow with day 197 of the year of streaming and learning to code. But in the meantime, we are stopping the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah, kill it!